What's up, guys? NepentheZ here, and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. I don't know why I did that. Welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. We've got about 12 minutes of gameplay here. You're going to see me play some D1 games, trying to complete some weekly objectives. Not trying to complete some weekly objectives, completing some weekly objectives. Then we're going to go into our FUT CHAMPS rewards. Oh yeah. I've got some comments as per usual, and we're going to get through them right now. I'm going to start with them. Obviously in the last episode I asked for your guys' input on what do you want from FIFA? What do you think will make things better in FIFA? Some great comments, lots of comments, but I don't have too much time today, so I couldn't get to them all. So if you put there were some very detailed comments in there, some very long ones, and I knew I just didn't have the time to read and respond coherently to them here today. So don't feel ignored. I did read a lot of the comments from the video. I value your guys' feedback and input no matter what. So thank you. The first comment is from James Welch. Says, simple things must be improved. It's a video game. There is no reason to add any annoying things, such as players getting injured or the ref getting in the way. They need to eradicate so much of this rubbish. Shadows in Stadium 2. And I agree generally with this sentiment. You know, I think the referee, like with the advancement of graphics and computers and gaming, you know, the PS4, the Xbox One, I understand why as a creator and as a developer that they would want to add these things in that they could just never do before. You know, shadows in the stadium, the moving flag, it's groundbreaking stuff. I feel it. But I also agree with what James Welch is saying. Like, simple is best, you know. The just withdrawn is better. And I specifically agree with something like the referee getting in the way is ridiculous. I also agree with, like, the players getting injured. Like, this is a video game. This isn't real life. If you want to add that real life replication in, add it in offline. In online, I should never be punished because the game decided in that instance that my player is going to stay on the floor for 45 in-game seconds or a minute in real life because the ball went out of play. I should personally never be punished for that. And I should never be punished for, excuse me, the ball hitting my player in the, you know, the nether regions, so to speak, and him spending a few seconds going, oh, you're a video game character. It didn't actually hurt you, and you should never be punished for things like that. So I agree. I think they need to really scale back on a lot of the things that they've added and focus more on, you know, certain aspects of gameplay for sure. Nobots says, "Head up, nice video. I saw you commented on my post about statistics for Weekend League on Reddit." Which is something I've been fighting for many years. Nobots actually is more stats, especially in FIFA. Like, Football Manager has an absolute world of stats. Even like Fortnite has a world of stats. PUBG has a world of stats. FIFA just doesn't have it. They said a couple of people said that EA would never add this as it would show that cheap players, for example Bakayoko, can outperform the likes of Vieira, Hullet, etc. What's your thoughts on this? Keep up the good vids. It's in my personal opinion that that's not why they don't add it. I don't have a real reason why they don't add it. I can go back to FIFA 12 and what Rob Hodgson told to me back in FIFA 12. And back then, obviously, again, the computers have advanced a lot in the last 6 years. But back then, basically, it was a data issue. Because the data would be stored server-side for EA, it would basically be too much data for them to store sufficiently and efficiently in terms of goalkeeper clean sheets, in terms of pass success rate. So even though you get it on a game-to-game basis, for them to hold all of that information over millions of games, over hundreds of thousands of players every year, it's just not efficient. I don't know if that's changed since then. I hope it would have done. But I very much doubt that the reason why they wouldn't give us these stats is because then you'd see someone like Bakayoko outperforming someone like Hullet, because, like, that's so circumstantial based on who you play, how you play, where you play the player, and what game mode you play. You know, you could take a Bakayoko and play 100 offline games against a team of the week on beginner difficulty. It wouldn't be enjoyable, but you could probably score 30,000 goals with him. And then you could show a Bakayoko that has 30,000 goals and be like, oh, look at this guy. He outscores every single player in the game. And it's not true stats. So, you know, I don't think that would be a reason why they don't add stats, more stats, etc. You know, I have had a lot of EA publicly acknowledging me a lot more recently, and obviously that's great news. You know, like Corey and Zaro from EA have been talking to me back and forth on Twitter. I had a big discussion with you guys yesterday on Twitter, and Zaro retweeted some of that. He acknowledged it. He tweeted out that he's read it and he's taken your guys' information on board, and that's great. And if it gets to a point where my relationship with EA becomes even more concrete and I can directly ask them questions, these are the sort of things I would ask. Like, when, how, if not, why not, and let me give that information back to my viewers. Sam Turton says, I would like more advanced SBCs, to be fair. Last year's there were pages of them, and this year's there's only 4. They haven't added any in months. I enjoy opening packs team of the season, but I don't like spending on money on FIFA points. Hey, who does, right? Yeah, it's interesting for the advanced SBCs that they started with 3 of them, and they added 1 more. Weird. It wouldn't surprise me if we didn't see them at all next year. The fact that they just haven't done anything with them this year. It wouldn't surprise me if they were removed next year and either something else came in their place or they just got taken out because there's already so many SBCs and they're not really that necessary. Next comment is from Charlie34. It says, input delay. It's disgusting. If they fix that, I'm not complaining. But till then, I'm not even going to play FIFA. Now, whilst I understand that the connection to the servers with EA is very relevant, very important, this is one thing that I struggle to understand entirely. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that because I'm European, I have good internet connection. Generally, Europe, the server for us is in Germany, so I'm relatively close in that aspect. And you know, I personally don't experience much in terms of button delay or input delay. I do get it on the odd occasion, but not often. And I've also been told by a lot of people, you know, that live in certain areas that, you know, button delay is just rampant. Like, you know, they can't play a game without getting button delay. There also has to be taken into consideration the person's internet connection themselves. If you live in an area that just doesn't have good internet, you know, if you live out in the sticks, out in the woods somewhere, and your internet is low, or your ping's low, or if your ISP bottlenecks your connection during certain times, and that happens to be when you play FIFA, that's not EA's fault, and they can't fix that. Again, I'm not saying there's no input delay. I'm not saying it's never EA's end. But what I'm saying is, you know, if you have like maybe you have fast upload and fast download, but you have really low ping, or really high ping, should I say, that then is your problem. That's your fault. That's your ISP. And one of the issues I had in FIFA 17 was I used to get speed up lag all the time in FUT CHAMPS during January and February of FIFA 17. And I thought it was EA. I was like, look, this never used to happen, and out of nowhere it started happening, and it kicked me off some games. I kept getting DC losses. I would lose games because of speed up lag, and it was incredibly infuriating. After having some discussions with some people, it turns out it was my ISP. They started bottlenecking my internet during certain times of the day. They started not sending packets properly, and I actually I had those problems because of my end. And so I got that fixed and changed, and then guess what? I never had any speed up delay ever again. So you got to look at your own side first. And one thing that I'll suggest is, one of the EA guys told me a few months back, maybe even 6 months ago now, when I was having problems with connection to the servers, like it was just slow, everything was slow, menus were slow, things like that. He said what happens at times is that you might connect to the wrong server. So if your ping's really high, or if you're being bottlenecked at that time of the day, or if there's just a really heavy load on your internet, your end, you know, if you live on a street, there's only so many people that connect to your box, that internet hub that gives you your internet. If everyone's on it at once, it's going to impact your performance. That's just how it works, right? And he said to me, like, if there's something that has, for whatever reason, gone wrong your end, it might have connected you to the wrong server. So the best thing to do is to hard restart your console. Not hard reset it. Don't like hold the power button and reset all the factory settings and stuff, but like unplug it from the wall for 45 seconds to a minute, plug it back in, turn it back on, and load back into FIFA, and hopefully you'll connect to the correct server. So if ever you, out of nowhere, start feeling heavy gameplay or bad lag, or if you're just generally having a bad experience in that sense, I suggest you guys to try that, because it might just benefit you a little bit there. I definitely would like to know more about servers, server connection, the connectivity, the stats behind this. I would definitely more like to understand why so many people feel like they experience this, and I'm not saying they don't, but obviously there are some people that complain about button delay when there's no button delay. They're just bad, they're just outplayed, and you know, oh, I pressed pass and he didn't pass it. Well, that's because the guy tackled you. Like, we can go into the finer details of this until the cows come home, but bottom line is that I would like to know more from EA. I would like to have an official response as to why we have so many people that feel like they experience this heavy gameplay, this button lag, this input delay. I would like to know more about it, but whether or not we get that or not, I don't know. Paul says, hey, huge fan, love the videos, appreciate that. He says, my question is, with the new community manager we have for EA, it seems like he's actually trying to give us what we want. With that said, do you feel in the long term, if EA give us what we wanted, better gameplay, more SBCs, FUT Champs restructured the game, it could become worse? Of course it could become worse. You never know how bad or good something's going to be until it happens. And that's why I feel like EA are super reluctant on any given situation to even change anything, because for them right now things are working as smooth as they could be. More players than ever before, more money than ever before, more engagement than ever before. Everything's working well for them. So from their perspective, the risk of changing something and it actually having a negative impact, even if it makes a better product in the short term, could be huge, could be catastrophic for EA Sports, right, or EA in general. So that has to be taken into consideration. What I would like to see, I love the fact that Corey and Zorro are getting involved in the community more, that they're giving us feedback, that they're actually sitting there saying, I'm reading your comments. But one thing that Zorro said that not bothers me, but is intriguing to me, is the fact that he said he's taking on board everything we said and he's going to take it to the developers and the producers. Now, that's all well and good, but I would like something back from that end. I would like him to then come back a day, a week, 2 weeks later and say, hey, we took this information to the producers and the developers, and this is what they said. As yet, we've had nothing back in that sense. But it's still early days. He's still gathering information. I'm sure he's just like taking all this stuff to these guys. And it might not be a situation where they could just answer it immediately. And something that I've learned from business in general and from knowing a few of the guys in EA is that sometimes it's information that they can't give legally. You know, they have to go through specific legal channels to give out certain information, and we have to respect that. And you know, getting angry at those guys because they're not giving it back in as quick as we would like it is not going to solve any problems. Anyway, guys, as you saw there, we won Division 1. We had a great time. There are my player stats. We got some weekly objectives done. Let's go and get our FUT Champs rewards and see what we can get. I will be right back. All right, guys, so there you have it. We won Division 1. As you would awards, as you would have also seen, they were pretty poor, but still, we did it. We got it done. We won. I've been clearing out the club, as you can see. We're up to almost 1.1 million coins now. I was going to do some more investing. I'm not going to do it. I have plenty of coins for everything for the rest of this game now. My team in general as well has not even deteriorated in price for the most part. Maybe now today it has... Hello? Maybe now today it has because rewards have just come out. But KDB... I mean, look at that. He's still well over 900,000 coins. I bought him for 858. Heung-min Son we bought for 700k. Last I looked, he was still over 700k. And by looks of things, he's 750s. Yeah, so he's still over 700k. Luis Suarez, I've lost a little bit on. Fernandinho is about the same. Maldini and Ramos are about the same. Ramos actually, I think, maybe is a little bit cheaper now. I think he's down in the 7s. I bought him for 801. Yeah, so he's in the high 7s. But bottom line is like my team, my club, everything involved is, you know, we're still, if we sold out on everything, we'd still have well in excess of 7 million coins. So if I need coins for anything, I can get them. Now, to end this video off, I don't know how long this video is going to be either. It might be one of the shorter, Road to Glory videos we've had in some time. But to end this video off, we're just going to get our FUT Champs rewards. We got Silver 1. I finished 17 and 3. I played 20 games, which is great. We get 20,000 coins, a Jumbo Premium Gold Players Pack, and a Mega Pack. I don't expect anything out of this. I don't really want anything out of this. As I said to you guys in a previous video, what I'm doing right now is I'm playing FUT Champs because I'm enjoying playing FIFA, not because I'm playing for rewards. So anything we get is genuinely a bonus. You know, if we even make another 5, 8, 10,000 coins out of it, fantastic. If we don't, no problem at all. We do get a ball player out of this. Let's see who it is going to be. French, CDM. Oh, it's Kante! That's what's up! Let's go! Yo, I did not expect that. I was expecting Nzonzi or Morgan Schneiderlin. I did not expect N'Golo Kante. How much is he worth? Surely less than 100,000 coins at this stage in FIFA. Oh, I mean, he's down there in the 50s, would you believe? 54k. I'll take it, man. As I said, I didn't expect anything. Genuinely didn't expect anything. So I will take an N'Golo Kante. We'll pop him up. We'll list him on. And we'll get him gone. And we'll just accept gracefully the extra coins that we get from that The rest of this, not worth a lot at all. I'll take an 88 Kante, guys. That is very, very nice. It could have been a hell of a lot worse. Lots of players, obviously, 24 players in this pack. So we'll send them all into the club. We'll list these dudes up. Man, the servers are just overburdened as hell right now. It's taking like ages to do anything. You can see here, just even trying to get into list players and stuff, it's taken a fair while. But I'm super, super impressed with that, guys. And now, likely we're going to get nothing out of the Mega Pack. You know, it will be an 81 rated or an 80 rated player as the face card. But hey, you know, we'll make, with the 20,000 coins, with Kante, with all those players, we're going to make well over 100,000 coins from Silver 1 rewards in FUT Champs. No complaints. There were some weekends where I got Elite and barely made 100,000 coins. So no complaints. We get another board player out of the Mega Pack. Let's see if this is a sellable player. German. Centre-back. It's Herdez. If it was Boateng, man, I might have opened a pack with coins if it was Boateng. But Herdez is in there. Not bad again. Not bad at all. Let me send all of this stuff into the club. Just filling up our club again with players. I will actually sell all of this stuff on as well. You know, I'm not holding on to things anymore. I actually want to go and show you guys some stuff that I did, what I got rid of and stuff. So before we actually get out of here, I'll go real quick and show you exactly where I've got the club and what else I plan to do with what we've got in the club. If obviously if you're not interested in that, you can feel free to leave the video at this stage. We're down to 2,800 players. In terms of staff, I have next to none. It's just the managers that are left. There's nothing there. Completely gutted. In terms of club items, I've got these three here are tradable items. Everything else in the club is just untradeable. All of the kits, all of the badges, it's just all untradeable. So there's no point me getting rid of it because I don't generate any revenue, even if it's just 50 coins for discarding a kit or anything. I don't get anything out of it, so I'll just keep all of that stuff in there. In terms of consumables, for trading cards, I've only got the bronze ones left. I discarded or used a lot of the other ones. I could sell these over time if I had 100 spots open all the time in the trade pile, but I don't. So I'll either use these, discard them throughout the course of the next few weeks, or just leave them there. They're not harming too much. They're only worth 3 coins a piece, so it's no big deal. For position modifiers, I sold or discarded everything down to leaving me with a maximum of 5 items. So we've got 5 of every single version or less, depending on how much it was worth at the time. So that's that in terms of the position modifiers. So the chemistry style is exactly the same. We've got 5 or less of everything except engines, which I need to sell over the course of the next week or so, and anchors, which I'm getting through. I bought up to 400 anchors at 1,000 to 1,400 a piece, and I sold all of them from 400 down to 160 at a minimum of 2,400 coins. Some of them selling up towards 4,000 coins when they were really important. And I'm hoping with Bundesliga Team of the Season they go back up in value. But as you can see, we've only got a maximum of 5 items, everything there. Manager leagues, 5 on each of those as well. Only the major 5 leagues that are there. And then contracts, I'm getting through these as well. No more bronze contracts except the manager ones. I'm selling off the gold shinies for manager and players. And I will keep the golds and silvers and just use those throughout the course of the rest of the game. And then fitness cards, I want to sell all of these. 1,000 fitness cards or 1,100 that will sell for 200 coins each. There's like 220,000 coins in those fitness cards, give or take, you know, after tax. Maybe some sell for 150, at least 150,000 coins there. So I'll get rid of those in time as well. And that takes us to healing cards, which I don't have any left. Just bronze ones, which we'll use throughout the course of the game, and I won't store any more now until I've run out. And that's it for consumables. And then for players, I just have, 2,800 players, mostly gold and silver. And that's that, guys. So that is where the club's at. This is going to be the end of the video for today. I'll be back tomorrow with some live FUT Champs gameplay with my team. It'll be fun to finally show you guys a full game live with that team so you can see exactly how I play with it. This, though, is going to be the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.